Why is it challenging to materialize our dreams? Neville Goddard. Be cautious with your concepts. It is said that our consciousness is the only reality, and what we hold in consciousness is what we experience in the physical plane. But how do we influence our consciousness when we want to manifest something? In what way are we using it? Why does it cost us so much to materialize what we desire? Why does it take so long? What does it truly mean to desire, and how do we receive what we already have? Learn all this once and for all and in the right way. All of this and more, we will learn and understand now. That's why it's crucial to watch this video until the end to grasp the complete concept of the lesson being conveyed. Before we proceed, I invite you to subscribe to our channel to continue on this journey of expanding consciousness and not miss any videos. Help strengthen our channel to keep bringing light to the lives of others, just as it does in yours. If you want to support our channel, simply click below on the Value Demis button. And if this video is helpful to you, share it with at least 2 people you know. Gratitude to all. On some occasions, difficulties in manifesting occur because we haven't formed certain concepts that are crucial regarding the subject of manifestation. That's why I want to share some concepts that, when well understood and explained, can help you have marvelous manifestations. Believe me, having these concepts formed is essential before wanting to manifest anything. My intention is to help you rid yourself of what causes so many obstacles, the false and true meaning of desire. For many years, society, school, friends, parents, and family have taught us that desiring means wanting to have, be, or do something that we are not or do not have. Desiring has been projected into our consciousness as synonymous with aspiring to have, be, or do something that is distant from us, something we do not possess. We interpret desiring as an action and effect of adding or inspiring something, as our consciousness is the only reality. It is mistakenly conscious that desiring means wanting something you don't have. So, we conclude that by desiring something, that something simply does not exist. I can tell you for sure that this concept is wrong, and we will show you how to change it. It is crucial that you change this false concept, replace it with the true meaning of desiring. What does it mean to desire? Let's give a very simple example. Pay close attention. Your phone, when it rings, is notifying you that you have a message or a call, and that is the point, you already have a message or a call. It does not mean that someone will call you or write to you in 5 minutes, you do not have to wait for it because it already exists. The same happens with your Facebook. The red symbol with the number means you already have a message or more messages or notifications. In the same way as the phone example, it does not mean that something will arrive for you later, but that it has already arrived. The same thing happens with desire. Desire is a notification that you already have something in your life. I repeat once again, desire is a notification that you already have something in your life. God and you send a notification in the form of desire to let you know that you already possess something. When you desire something, it is a notice from God in the form of desire. This is the form of notification used. If your phone or Facebook never notified you of messages or calls, you would never know about them. But thanks to the phone and Facebook, you can know exactly when you receive these messages or calls. And the same principle applies to us, we are akin to the cell phone. Desire serves as a notification that something has just entered our life, and we already possess it. It is God's voice affirming, I grant you this, and issuing an alert in the form of desire. I acknowledge that it might be a somewhat challenging example to accept, but it is crucial to comprehend that without a proper understanding of what desire signifies, we may deprive ourselves of many things until we succeed in convincing our consciousness that we already are, have, and do what we desire. A shortcut to hasten the materialization of things is to imbue consciousness with a new understanding of desiring or desire. Consequently, when you articulate something, that something will manifest because, within your consciousness, you already comprehend that desiring is a notification that you already possess that something, that this something already belongs to you. However, you were not cognizant of this something until God notified you through your desire. Thus, desiring signifies a notification that we possess something we were unaware of having, though it has always existed. Now, how do we receive what we already have? we have already discussed the correct and genuine concept we should embrace regarding desire. Knowing that you already have what you desire is one aspect, but receiving it is another. If the cell phone rings, indicating a call, you are aware you have it. There's no need to wait because it's already present. Yet, if you take no action to answer this call, you will miss it. So, how do we receive what we already have? The solution: envision yourself with that something you already possess. When you desire something, that something is already with you, albeit temporarily invisible. While our physical eyes cannot perceive it, our imaginative eyes can visualize it. Hence, when you desire something, recognize that this something is already with you, and commence visualizing it in your imagination. Gradually, that something will take on colors, solidity, and you will behold it with your physical eyes. Express gratitude, gratitude, and gratitude. It's akin to air, wind, and cold. You don't see them, but you acknowledge their presence. Moreover, if you shut your eyes, you can envision them in your imagination. Understanding that your desires are reflections of things you already possess makes it much easier to attract what you want because you have already altered your consciousness. Visualizing from now on should be approached with the awareness that you will relish what you already have. In your imagination, you no longer dwell on attracting it because you already acknowledge its presence. Instead, you contemplate how you will perceive it, experience it, and relish it in that precise moment within your imaginary realm. Remember, everything you savor in your imagination becomes visible in the physical world. Allow me to elucidate: there are two worlds, so to speak, one visible and the other invisible. Through our eyes and physical senses, we apprehend the visible world, while with our imagination, we can discern the invisible world. Both of these worlds are 100% real. What you see in the tangible world is as authentic as what you perceive in the imperceptible world. However, you experience the tangible world through your 5 physical senses, while the invisible world is grasped through your imagination and your 5 imaginary senses. You must comprehend this: both worlds are 100% real, none of them is false. Both are true, but the visible world is governed by the invisible world. When you identify something in the invisible world, that something begins to take shape and color in the visible world. For something to appear in your physical life, you must first imagine that something. However, the invisible world dominates the physical world, the visible world. Now, you have to understand that in the invisible world, you already have everything. You possess every car model, millions of houses worldwide, all the money you could need and much more, along with all the experiences that could exist, millions of possibilities in the invisible world, such as happiness, love, wealth, health, and beyond. Let's say the invisible world is like your warehouse or a display where you can choose whatever you want. Everything is already stored there and at your disposal. Whether you believe it or not, you already have everything, and nothing is lacking, not even a needle. If you want something to materialize in your physical world, you must first go to your warehouse, which you do with your imagination. Once you are in the invisible world, see and take from your warehouse what you want to materialize in the physical world. From there, from your own imagination, start enjoying what you have taken. Remember that the imaginary world is 100% real, and what you have taken is genuinely yours, not fiction. The more you enjoy and occupy yourself with it, the faster it will take shape and color in your visible world. So when this happens, you can enjoy it in your physical world just as you did before in your imagination. Let's conclude like this: your imagination is the way you access the invisible world. In the invisible world, you have a warehouse that is already real, and there you have everything you can imagine. If you want a new table in your living room, that table has always been there. But when you pass by it, you don't see it or touch it because, even though it's there, it remains invisible to you, lacking solidity. However, when you start imagining the model of this table every night and every day, the table that was once invisible in your room gains shape, volume, and solidity. You can then see it with your physical eyes. There is no other way, this is the way. But you must understand that with your imagination, you don't create anything. In reality, what you do is give color, form, and solidity to what you imagine. You must also get rid of the false concept that has been passed on to you: you don't create anything, because how can you create something that already exists? What you should do is imagine and give color and solidity to this invisible something that already exists so that you can physically feel it in your visible world. The meaning of saying you are God is very audacious, but it is the truth. Many writers who talk about the new thought, the new and true essence, affirm that we are like God. For many people just beginning to receive this kind of information, this statement sounds audacious or even offensive. In truth, this reaction is understandable, as religions have taught for many years that God is a being separate from us. However, as the study of truth progresses, one begins to understand that God is our imagination, meaning ourselves. We are God. Do you comprehend the true meaning of this statement? How far can we go in recognizing the truth of this statement? If you acknowledge that you are God, you must then understand that nothing in this life is lacking for you. You own everything you see. To comprehend this, let's analyze God. If he were here physically and wanted a notebook, for example, he wouldn't simply buy it because, being the Almighty God and owner of the entire world, he created everything that exists. Therefore, he is the owner of that notebook, just as he already possesses everything he desires since the foundation of this world. The same applies to material possessions. God, by being who he is, already has everything. All houses belong to him, all televisions, all pets, phones, absolutely everything that exists, including money, as he created all things. The new inventions and those yet to be invented will be made by individuals utilizing their imaginations, and since imagination is God, it is God who will have created such inventions. Can anything exist that doesn't belong to God? Can you imagine God begging for a penny when he is the absolute owner of all the money in the world? Can you envision God frustrated because he wants a material object when he already possesses everything? Can you see God in a hospital bed, the almighty giver of all life, being sick? Now you can understand. If you recognize that you are God, you must also understand that absolutely nothing can be lacking for you. If you desire some material good, declare yourself already the possessor of what you desire. If you desire money, stop desiring it because you'll be desiring something you already have. Envision yourself with it. If you want to heal some ailment in your life or someone else's, declare that you or the other person, being God, is not sick, as God never falls ill. Imagine that you or the person you want to see in good health is completely cured because that is your reality as a divine being. I sincerely wish for you to comprehend that, in reality, you need nothing, as you already possess everything. Don't concern yourself with conflicts you might have with someone else because that someone is God, and God is good, never in conflict with anything or anyone. There is nothing more for you to think about except that you already have everything. Begin to imagine yourself as complete or with whatever you desire, so that it soon materializes. Therefore, don't wait any longer. If you've understood what God is, start declaring that you already own and possess everything. It may sound audacious, but it is our truth. Once you understand what imagination is, you can realize that everything you desire is already with you. You don't have to wait for it because everything already exists. You don't have to wait for it to materialize because it is already a fact. Imagination is not something unreal, a fantasy, an illusion in your mind. Imagination is entirely real. Suppose that at this moment, you find yourself in the bathroom of your house and that later, you'll go to the kitchen. Which part of the house is more real, the bathroom or the kitchen? Is either of them a fantasy? Of course not. We all know they are two distinct environments, equally real, neither more real than the other. Both are true. The same applies to imagination and the visible world. One is a physical environment, and the other is the environment of imagination. Both are two distinct environments, but both are entirely real, neither more real than the other. All are true in the physical environment. We enter with our 5 physical senses into the visible environment, while in the invisible realm, we enter with our imagination and the imagined sensations. I repeat, both are real, but there's a difference: the imagined reality prevails over physical reality. The world of imagination controls the physical world, it will never be the other way around. Everything you experience in your imagination is 100% real, not fiction, fantasy, or illusion. It is entirely true, just as it is in the physical world. However, this physical world is influenced by what you experience in your imagination. Let me explain this with an analogy. Suppose you're traveling to another country this week. You have to leave your home country, and in the haste of departure, you accidentally leave your cell phone at home. Upon arriving in the other country, if someone asks if you have a cell phone, you naturally respond affirmatively. You don't doubt it for a second because you are confident that even if it's not with you at that moment, you know you have it. You can't see it, and it's not physically with you, but you know you have it. The same principle applies to imagination and the physical world. When you desire something, you already have it, even if you can't see it physically. Imagination is your home country, where you know you have that cell phone, and the physical world is the country you traveled to. Both are entirely real, and you are 100% sure of this reality. You must understand this until you can feel the reality of this statement. Both the imaginative and physical worlds are entirely real. For many years, we were taught otherwise, that only the physical world is real, and being realistic means accepting only physical reality. However, that's not entirely true. We must understand and accept that imagination is also real. When you visualize or imagine, you're not experiencing something false. What you live in your imagination is real and true. If you want a TV, imagining that TV is already 100% real. You don't have to wait for it to materialize to start enjoying it. You can do so right now because that TV is already real in your imagination. That healthy body you imagine is real. That money, that trip, all of it is already real in your imagination. The crucial detail is that what you imagine sooner or later reproduces itself in your physical world. Imagination is like a studio where you record a film, and the physical world is like a cinema where that film is played. You are the main character. I cannot emphasize this more than by saying that you have two lives, the physical and the imaginary. You decide which one to focus your attention on. Whatever you choose, remember that you have the total power to reprogram your consciousness, and your consciousness is your only reality. Be careful with what you say. In some situations, we make statements, thinking they have no importance. In other situations, we say something we believe to be positive, but upon careful analysis, we realize it might not be as positive as we thought. Sometimes, we innocently say things without knowing that it could hinder the manifestation of a desire. Whoever lives will see. Let me tell you, if we analyze this phrase thoroughly, it implies that something is not yet but will be someday. This is the true problem hindering the manifestation of our desires. Feeling that something is not yet but will be implies that your desire is not fulfilled, and as a result, nothing manifests. Change this. You must feel that it is already real. Another statement, God knows what is best for me. Do you lack the capability to know what you need in your life? No one but you knows what is best for you. If you affirm that God knows what is best for you, you are considering God as someone outside of yourself, implying that you are not deserving of what you desire, that you simply don't know what you want. This is a crucial point in the manifestation process, being fully aware of what you want to materialize. One more assertion, if it didn't come to me, it wasn't meant to be. Who decides if something is meant for you or not? You are the absolute owner of your life. You are not God. If it didn't come, it's because you are not feeling the reality that it's already there. Understand that you are the only person who decides if something belongs to you or not. You do this by accepting that you can be, do, and have everything you desire. But as long as you worry about how your desire will come to fruition, things won't happen. Stop worrying and asking how it will happen, as when you're concerned about the how, you're emitting a feeling that what you desire doesn't exist yet. This is like taking the wrong path, it won't lead you where you want to go. Remember, imagination is real, and everything you experience in it is entirely true. When you imagine your desire already fulfilled, you are accepting that it already exists. Without a doubt, when you accept that something is already real just by imagining it, there's no reason to wonder how it will come to you. Why would you want to know how a wish that is already fulfilled will come true? There's no sense in that. It's like crying out of hunger when dinner is already served. So, don't worry anymore, be at ease and enjoy what is already yours. These were the words of the Master Neville Goddard for you today. If you liked it, leave a like and subscribe to help strengthen our channel and continue spreading light to the lives of many people, just as it has in yours. A big hug, and until the next video.